This is Beaglesaurus by NoirIblis. Chapter 6. Chapter 9. Jaleel White dopes out a real boner. As his sword clashed against Beaglesaurus's techno-arms, President Jaleel White gasped and fell backwards about 12 feet into the wall. He threw a window at Beaglesaurus, but he ollied over it and began violently beating White with his skateboard. A handful of teeth fell out of his mouth as he suddenly shimmered. "You caught me unawares once. I guess I was on a snooze cruise. It won't happen again. That's no good." He moved at unseeable speed and began whirling around Beaglesaurus as he miffed like a horrid toff. His sword unleashed a tornado of pain into Beaglesaurus as he whipped his coat around himself, whirling his head around and blowing out his cheeks. This sounds like it's time to push the big button. It is the only way. What he did not know was that very same Bee, the new king of memes, stood up and addressed his people. "Hello everybody, I'm Markiplier, and today we're declaring war on the surface world," he declared as the people of the meme kingdom were mostly unimpressed. "And I'm bringing back Chinese if you pay into it. I mean, if a lot of us chip in, it won't cost more than a few bucks, alright?" His subjects were enthralled and rejoiced in tears at this moving speech and offered up about $12 apiece, curing world hunger forever in the meme kingdom. King Markiplier's phone rang loudly in sharp meows as he picked up the Garfield phone. Hearing Beaglesaurus screaming on the other end, he hung up and smiled. "Well, that's all we have time for today, so goodbye," he muttered cheerily. Light years away on Cybertron, Emperor Tarkus Tercel grunted quietly and a peon transformed into an Adirondack chair for him. Suddenly, a small minibot ran in and transformed into an important red pager. Picking it up between his techno-pincers, he gasped aloud. "Aw snap, this is that planet that Astro Train fucked off to. I guess I better go get him or something. Whatever." He shrugged his way to space, boarding another peon who transformed into a space yacht. Holding on like a water skier with both horns, he wrapped his legs around his sacred ranch dressing amphora and started scooping that buttermilk sauce into his maw with a gusto unseen by mortal man. His target now? Earth. President White pointed dramatically at Beaglesaurus as he extended his tail. President White totally ate shit into that nice-ass Oval Office desk and lost another 12 teeth. Coda threw a rainbow at him, and he guffawed up a buttload of blood and began speeding around again. "It is useless. Your girlfriend May is banished to the moon. Lettuce is illegal. America is mine, and your home state of American Ontario will forever be renamed Neo-Duckburg. There is no escape from this hell that I have started." Coda whipped a sick frisbee at him, though sharply, and it severed his magical beard, the source of his adept speeds. The unacceptable douche whipped around in circles as his powers faded. "Ah, fuck, my legacy of torment cut short with practical ranged weaponry. Is there no hope for the world of America anymore? The system is trashed to mad bunk. My last boner has been pulled. I suppose the only reason I did this all was just..." He was coarsely interrupted by Emperor Tarkus's space yacht slamming into the Oval Office, immediately smashing his head into an unrecognizable mess of offal. His flailing neck gurgled and he fell over, dead. The green room had collapsed, and the remaining members of the wizard cabinet died from shock at how much they saved on car insurance by switching to geckos. Falling forward past the promptly parked space yacht, Emperor Tarkus no-scoped a handful of ranch into his food hole and shot finger guns at the two. "Hot news, cool teens, the Emperor is here. Where is my erstwhile vizier, Astro Train? He had some kind of bitch fit and fucked off to this backwater planet. Have you seen him? He looks like a train that turns into a spaceship." Broken emotionally on the inside, Beaglesaurus shook his head softly. "I'm sorry to say that he fucked up and accidentally fused me with my sweet robot friend and non-binary chum, Robo. Ever since, I've been the most tight, wicked, nasty skateboarder in the world. But tell me, who are you, and why did all this hella bomb mad talk get all twerking in my grill?" Coda threw a rainbow at Tarkus, who screamed and flailed around until he recovered. "That was most deserved then," he responded. "Let me lay the hot sickness on you, dude. Eons ago, an ancient doorway opened on Cybertron and spoke to choose our destroyer. 'Twas the totally bogus Gozer. On that day, Count Starscream fucked up in a massively gnarly manner, and the planet was split in two. One half fused with our moon, Unicron Jr., and became the planet known as Old Shitty Busted Cybertron, ruled by the hugest douche nozzle in the galaxy." Behind him, though, that very same nozzle appeared, and said in the cockiest way he could, "I guess I get all the dirty jobs. Well, you're gonna be in a whole world of pain, Emperor Numbnuts. It's gonna be a short, sharp lesson in interplanetary diplomatic relations. Can I do less?" The speaker was none other than the crown poobah of Old Shitty Busted Cybertron, Rodimus Prime. "Come on, Tarkus, reap the whirlwind, well and truly. Fight and die. What chance do we have? You won't believe the things I can do now." Tarkus shook his head at this ignominious fuckwit and just threw a big rock at his head. Rodimus fell over and dropped his matrix. Everyone felt super embarrassed for him. Power beyond measure, like some predatory bird. I guess I was surplus to requirements. Well, I never did want to live forever. Before he could keep talking, Tarkus smashed his head with another huge rock, and the war of the two Cybertron was ended. Emperor Tarkus Tercel of New Hot Cybertron the victor in the end. "No, you're dead," he said, as if it were witty. Beaglesaurus wasn't sure how he felt about this wholesale war crime he just witnessed as Tarkus shrugged and looked down the barrel of Camera 5. "Was it something I said?" he asked, and there was a hearty laugh from all there. Doing a complicated handshake, Emperor Tarkus departed to name his regent to rule on Old Shitty Busted Cybertron. Fuck, I don't know, probably someone like Cup. Let's go with Cup. A distant kingdom away, King Markiplier's hand slowly pushed towards that of former Vice President Travis McElroy, uniting them as the second Megapowers, the most unstoppable tag team of all time. With our powers combined, we could steal all the jewels in the world. Now that my dipshit brothers are out of the picture, old Marky Moo, our teal plans can get magenta. King Markiplier made a real fake laugh and petted Queen Chica softly on her head. Now that we have tossed out Beaglesaurus's regent, King Mr. Cool Ice, he will pay for his abdication. Soon, none of his loyalists will remain, and the meme kingdom will be mine. In a dark, vape-dank cave, former Vice President Griffin McElroy dumped a huge oil drum full of blood on a crayon drawing of a pentagram, summoning the unheard bespoilers of reality. "Oh, great bespoilers, grant me this boon. I wish to create and control that marquee of sauces. Make it so." The bespoilers writhed at his cringeworthy display and wriggled out at him, slapping a mark of his curse on his head. Know that it will be the very nacho cheese that powers you that will one day spell your downfall. The cheese shall be your executioner. As they left to go watch some TV, Griffin inhaled that thick-ass cotton dankness and whispered out, "The time has come." 12 weeks later, the world knew of the might of the Peepus Mansion, owned by the mysterious leader of Fuck You It's Cheese, National Enterprises. The rules were simple. Anyone goes in, but no one ever came out alive. Riches untold were promised to any who could best Griffin, but all washed away from his cheesy goodness. The infinite conveyor belt of huge dudes continued daily to show his power grew only more. Even the mighty power of Mayor of Chicago Brent Spinner was only enough to wound him. Replacing his wounded right ass cheek, he rechristened himself by the name that Beaglesaurus would scream to the heavens for years to come. You may call me Cyber Griffin McElroy.